Right now, nearly 80 million Americans are in the direct path of what meteorologists are calling the most dangerous Arctic blast in over 20 years. Wind chills are plunging to 40 degrees below zero. Frostbite can occur in less than 10 minutes. And here is what nobody else is telling you. Sunday morning will be the coldest morning of the entire season across the Northeast. Not later this month, not next month, this Sunday. In the next 12 minutes, I am going to give you the exact timing for when the worst cold arrives in your specific city. Hour by hour, when the dangerous wind chills begin, when they peak, when they finally ease. New York City, Boston, Providence, Buffalo, Philadelphia. I will cover them all. But first, you need to understand why this cold is so different and so deadly. Before I continue, quick favor. Drop your location in the comments. Let me know where you are watching from so I can give you an update on conditions in your area, or just share what the weather is like where you are so everyone else knows. Takes 2 seconds. Now let us get into what you need to know. According to the National Weather Service, extreme cold warnings are now in effect across Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Vermont. That is 6 states under dangerous cold alerts simultaneously. Temperature anomalies across the Northeast are running 35 degrees below normal. Not 5 degrees, not 15 degrees. 35 degrees below what this region should be experiencing in early February. New York City is experiencing its coldest winter in more than 20 years. The last time temperatures were this bitter through the first week of February was the winter of 2002 and 2003. Boston is experiencing its coldest winter in over a decade. But that is not the worst of it. Wind gusts are forecast to exceed 40 to 50 miles per hour across the region. And when you combine single-digit temperatures with 50-mile-per-hour winds, you get wind chills that can kill. Here is what nobody else is covering right now. This Arctic air mass is being reinforced by one of the most powerful polar vortex disruptions we have seen in years. The situation was about to get much worse. Here is the science behind what is happening. A massive Arctic front has barreled down from Canada, bringing air that originated near the North Pole. Think of the atmosphere like a river. Normally, the jet stream acts like a dam, keeping that frigid polar air bottled up to the north. But that dam has broken. The jet stream buckled, allowing this bitterly cold air to pour southward like water through a breached levee. Now here is why this particular setup is so dangerous. We have an inverted trough setting up along the coast. What does that mean for you? It means moisture from the Atlantic Ocean is being pulled inland and colliding with this Arctic air mass. Where these two air masses clash, we are seeing enhanced snowfall bands capable of producing 2 to 3 inches of snow per hour. This is not your typical winter weather pattern. This is a collision of extremes. But could this have been predicted better? Could warnings have gone out sooner? Comment below right now with your city and state. I will personally give you specific information for your location. Thousands of viewers are already doing this and getting critical updates they cannot find anywhere else. Do not wait. Type your location now. Here is the terrifying part about what comes next. Here is your critical timeline. Pay close attention to your city. Providence, Rhode Island, listen carefully. This is important. Light to moderate snow is falling right now on Saturday afternoon. But do not be fooled. Between 12 noon and 2 o'clock this afternoon, the heavy snow band arrives. Snowfall rates will jump to half an inch to an inch per hour. By 6 or 7 o'clock this evening, snow tapers off, but the real danger begins immediately after. Arctic air rushes in behind the front. Wind chills plunge to -10 to -20 degrees by Saturday night. New York City. Here is your window. Snow showers push through between 1 in the morning and 5 in the morning Sunday. By 8 or 9 o'clock Sunday morning, snow ends. But the cold does not. Wind gusts hit 33 to 47 miles per hour. Wind chill factor Sunday morning will feel like -11 in the city. -16 across much of New Jersey. Those are life-threatening numbers. Long Island, you are in a unique position. You could see 1 to 3 inches of snow, possibly 3 to 4 inches across eastern portions. Every single flake will stick because the ground has been frozen for weeks. Do not think it is over when the snow stops. The second wave of danger, the extreme cold, hits hardest Sunday morning. Boston and eastern Massachusetts, your snow showers continue through Saturday afternoon with localized heavy bands. But here is what changes everything. Sunday morning wind chills across the region will drop to the -10s and -20s. Upstate New York and northern New England, you face the worst conditions. Wind chills will plunge to -20, -30, even -40 in some valleys. What happens next changes everything. For those who have never experienced cold like this, here is what to expect. You step outside. The cold hits your face like a slap. Within seconds, any exposed skin starts to burn. Your eyes water. Your nose hairs freeze. Breathing feels sharp, almost painful. Your fingers go numb within minutes, even with gloves. This is Saturday night and Sunday morning for tens of millions of people across the Northeast. The National Weather Service has issued an urgent warning. Frostbite can occur on exposed skin in as little as 10 to 15 minutes when wind chills drop to 40 below zero. In 30 minutes or less when wind chills reach the -20s. Remember those 80 million people we mentioned under alerts? Think about that number for a moment. That is more than the entire population of California, Oregon, and Washington combined, all facing dangerous, potentially deadly cold this weekend. This is not hype. This is not exaggeration. This is a legitimate historic Arctic outbreak. Meteorologists do not use the phrase once in a generation lightly. We have been tracking winter weather patterns for decades. This one is different. If you are in the affected area right now, comment your location below. I am reading every single comment and responding with specific information for your area. Hundreds of viewers have already done this today. Do not wait. The human cost of extreme cold like this adds up quickly. Already this winter, back-to-back storms have claimed over 110 lives across the United States. Hypothermia, carbon monoxide poisoning from improper heating, weather-related accidents. When extreme cold combines with power failures, the risks multiply exponentially. The danger is real. The danger is now. Here is the important part that affects everyone. This is not just a cold snap. We are looking at dangerous road conditions, potential widespread power outages, and life-threatening exposure risk all happening simultaneously. 3 crises converging at once. Interstate 85. Route 95. The Long Island Expressway. Every major highway across the Northeast will be treacherous this weekend. Snow-covered. Ice-covered. Reduced visibility from blowing snow. Here is what most people do not realize. When wind chills drop this low, your car battery loses up to 60% of its power. Road salt stops working effectively below 15 degrees. And if you get stranded, hypothermia can set in within an hour. Providence is reporting visibility less than a mile right now with snow bands moving through. Secondary roads are snow-covered across Rhode Island and Bristol County. The main highways are wet with slushy coatings, but conditions will deteriorate rapidly as temperatures plunge. Airlines have already begun cancellations. Nearly 4,000 flights were canceled during the last Arctic outbreak. Charlotte Douglas International Airport was one of the hardest-hit hubs. Expect similar chaos at JFK, LaGuardia, Newark, and Boston Logan this weekend. The last time the Northeast saw a cold snap this severe, combined with snow and high winds, was over 20 years ago. Utility crews are on standby. But if power goes out in these conditions, your home can drop below 50 degrees within just a few hours. But here is what you really need to worry about. Emergency management agencies across 6 states are in full activation mode right now. Warming centers are opening across New York City. Homeless outreach teams are working around the clock to get vulnerable people off the streets. But here is the sobering reality. As of the last major cold outbreak, 16 New Yorkers lost their lives outdoors during the bitter cold. 13 of those deaths were linked directly to hypothermia. City crews in some areas have removed more than 20 million pounds of snow this winter, as infrastructure has struggled under prolonged freezing conditions. The National Guard has been deployed in multiple states. Over 1,000 collisions occurred during the last storm surge, including 2 fatalities and a massive traffic jam involving more than 100 vehicles on Interstate 85. Authorities are pleading with residents to stay home if possible. This is no joke, but could more have been done to prepare? Could warnings have reached more people sooner? Should warming centers have opened earlier? These are questions communities will be asking in the days ahead. For now, the focus remains on survival. Emergency responders are pre-positioned. Hospital emergency rooms are staffed up. But the real test comes Sunday morning when temperatures bottom out. Here is the important part about what this means going forward. Climate scientists are pointing to a clear pattern. As the planet warms, the jet stream is becoming more unstable. This allows polar air to plunge farther south and stay longer. The result is not fewer winter storms. It is more intense and more deadly ones. Dr. Jennifer Francis and other researchers have documented how Arctic warming is disrupting the polar vortex with increasing frequency. But here is what nobody else is telling you yet. After this Arctic blast moves through, long-range models are showing a dramatic pattern flip. A warming trend is expected across the east next week, with temperatures potentially surging 30 to 40 degrees above normal by Monday and Tuesday. We could see areas from Nebraska to Iowa pushing into the 70s. Topeka could hit the mid-70s. This kind of temperature whiplash, from 40 below wind chills to 70-degree highs within days, is becoming more common. Another potential cold outbreak is showing up in models around late February, the 23rd through March 1st. The pattern supports it. I will be monitoring closely and will have a full forecast update early next week. Make sure you are subscribed so you do not miss it. Let us recap what we have covered. 80 million Americans under extreme cold alerts. Wind chills dropping to 40 degrees below zero in parts of the Northeast. Frostbite possible in as little as 10 minutes. New York City experiencing its coldest winter in over 20 years. Boston, its coldest in over a decade. Over 110 deaths already this winter from back-to-back storms. This is the reality facing the eastern United States right now. You now have all the information you need. I will be tracking this situation minute by minute through the weekend. If you want real-time updates, drop your location in the comments right now. Tell me where you are watching from. I will give you personalized information as conditions evolve. Hundreds of viewers are already doing this and getting critical updates. Share this video with everyone you know in the affected areas. They need to see this information before Sunday morning. This is not hype. This is not exaggeration. I hope everyone stays safe this weekend. I hope the death toll does not rise. But if people do not take this seriously, we will see more tragedies. History will remember this Arctic outbreak. You have been warned. You have the information. What you do with it is up to you. One final question. With extreme winter events becoming more intense and more frequent, are our communities truly prepared for what is coming?